About to go live here on, see, I should be live on Facebook and YouTube. What I'm going to do now is pull up our training for how to get people on a webinar. So here's the deal. Is like the concept is super simple. The concept is super simple. It's one-to-many sales. And you think about it for a minute, like it's not that much harder to get 100 people on one call than it is to get one person on one call. And when you think about scalability, if I could get 100 people in a room and I could make an offer to them, there's a good chance that a certain percentage of them are gonna want to work with me. And that's it. Like it's as simple as that. So if you can get people in a room, that's probably the most important part, right? And then there's a lot of optimization, like who is in the room? What are you offering to them? What are you teaching them before you provide an offer? But the biggest thing is, it's like you are a realtor, you are a coach, you are a marketing agency, you're some kind of service provider. And if you get potential home buyers, if you get small businesses, if you get, your prospects in a room, you provide them with some value, and then you ask them, invite them to continue to work with you. Yeah, some percentage of those people are just going to want to work with you. Okay, so that is, that's basically um, what we're doing here. Now, of course, there's a lot more to it. Webinars, I'd say, are not for beginners, like absolute beginners. They're for people that have some kind of skills already. So I like to straight up just disqualify people right off the bat. Like if you don't know anything about marketing, if you don't have any kind of offer, you've never sold anything online, then actually you could still make a webinar work, right? Like it still could work, but it's going to be harder you're going to have to spend more money on ads. You're going to have to spend more energy and effort. But as I think about it, if you are just starting out in general, no matter what you do, you're going to have to put a big push in. So webinars can be great for anybody. I revised my statement. So what we're going to be doing today is, right now I should be live on YouTube and I should be live on Facebook as well. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of take some questions. We're going to talk to people. We're going to get some questions. We're also going to talk about, um, we're going to talk about how to get people to show up for your webinar. That's the main thing for today. How to get people to show up for your webinar. So there's two main parts of this. All right. There's get registrations, and then there's get people to show up. All right. So taking a step back, there's a 5-step process to actually making money with webinars. All right. The first step process is get them to register. Second is get them to show up. Third is get them to stay. Fourth, get them to close. Fifth, upsell. Registrations, show, stay, close, upsell is a 5-step process. Okay, and if you can do that, then you can literally figure out you can figure out the rest. Okay, so what I'm going to be going over today is how to actually get leads. But before I do, again, feel free to drop your questions in the comments. I'm pulling up part of my training right here, so you can bear with me. Um, but so here's I'll kind of just start getting right into it. One of the biggest things you need to understand is there's kind of two different parts to it. One is your actual webinar topic and the title, and the other is your creative. So the webinar topic or title, that's going to really determine whether or not people are even interested in what you have to talk about. Okay, so let's say I am a a dog trainer. Okay, and I help dog trainers make more money. Okay, I help other dog trainers make more money. So like a dog trainer coach, I help other dog trainers make more money. So on one thing is I could say, hey, here is how to be a better dog trainer. Okay, and I can do a webinar on that. On the other side, I could do a webinar on here's how to make more money as a dog trainer. One of those is going to perform better than the other. Okay, so you have your topic, which is growing a dog training business. But then you have your title, which is what you're going to talk about. And that's going to be a big important factor depending on if they're going to want to actually show up and be interested in this webinar. So on one hand, there's like your subject, and then there's your topic, right? And so that's going to probably have the biggest impact on whether or not people are going to want to show up. So that's what you kind of have to figure out first. The next thing you're going to figure out is how do you portray that message? So if I'm going to do a webinar, am I going to do a, what's my tagline going to be? What's my video script going to be? What are my hooks going to be? That kind of stuff. So let's see here, book draft. So if you guys don't know, I'm going to share my screen here in just a moment. If you guys don't know, I'm about to launch a book. I'm doing a book launch for a book called 0 to 190 Days. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the link to register for this book launch in the comments section here. Boom, just did it there. Cool. And let me do it in the as well. Let's see here. Comment. All right. So let's see here. Yeah. So here is the book launch. So my story, my background is that I was struggling with sales calls. I couldn't really figure out how to actually make money online. Like I wanted to grow an agency business. And so I was kind of just doing what everyone else was doing, which was launching an ad, getting on sales calls, trying to have a conversation with them, trying to, basically close a deal. But that wasn't really working for me for a bunch of different reasons. One of those reasons was I would have my whole entire day booked out of sales calls for unqualified people that didn't know who I was. They didn't know about my offer. They weren't necessarily qualified. And so I would get in a one-on-one sales call and I'm like, damn, I'm too good for this. Like, I really have that feeling like I shouldn't be sitting on a call for an hour with someone that doesn't, is not interested in my product. Like I have better things to be doing. So one day, almost out of frustration, what I did was I sent all those same people that were going to meet with me one-on-one, I sent them to a webinar, okay, a 1-hour presentation where basically I gave some information, right, some value. At the end, I invited people to come work with me. And through that is how, that very first webinar, I actually got like 17 sales. And through that is kind of how I was able to grow my business. So through that, I just continued to double down on what was working. You see, what happens is when you are trying to run a business, a lot of times, especially in the online space, when you're trying to like build a business from scratch, like you're just trying different things over and over again. Like you're trying different stuff and you're trying this and trying that. And you're really just trying anything to make something that works. And then one day you try something and it just hits, like it just clicks. And that's like one of the best feelings ever, because so often what we're doing is we're just trying things, hoping that anything is going to pay off. And I know that frustration, and it's a really like visceral, strong, frustrating feeling. So I totally get it. But what we can't do is, when you do find something that works, you really have to go all in on it. Okay. And so that's the beautiful thing of when I finally found this was actually working, we went hardcore. So, yeah, so it's a really great feeling when you find a system that actually works. Let's see here. I'm gonna take some questions. All right. Let's see if we have anybody. Hey, Isaac, I see you're here. Let me see here. Do you attack a certain niche or do you make it fairly broad? And how do your ads reflect that? Okay. Next question is, do you mainly spend ads on things like Eventbrite or Facebook? What has worked best for you? Great questions. Great questions. So to answer your first question, I struggle with niche for a long time. And then I met a guy named Rob Bailey, who you may know as High Level's first affiliate. Okay, so he's somebody that knows a lot about the space. And I was telling him, like, hey, I don't want to be the pressure washing guy. I don't want to be the, the this guy, the that guy. I just want to be Alistair, the business guy, right? And so he told me that there's two different ways to niche. One way to niche is by category. So you can niche by category. You can say, um, you can say that I am the pressure washing guy, or I am the med spa guy, I'm the Botox guy, right? I'm the tattoo removal guy, whatever. You could be that. But the other way to niche is by a solution, right? So you could be the person that is known for solving a problem in a particular way. And in Rob Bailey's case, he was the database reactivation guy. So you could be the Facebook guy, you could be the webinar guy, you could be the whatever, the text message guy, you could be the AI guy, you could be the whatever, but you can niche down by solution, not necessarily by industry. Okay, so that's the way that I think is a little smarter. I mean, there's not smart, like, there's just a different way to niche, and that's the one that I kind of like the best. I'm curious about you, Isaac. Do you have a particular niche yet? I don't remember. I apologize. Their conversation, I know we spoke a little bit. Your other question is, do you mainly spend ads on things like Eventbrite and Facebook? What worked best for you? Yeah, honestly, that. Sorry, one second. I was trying. I just realized. I realized this light is off. Dang it. I got. Sorry. Oh man. All right, sorry. I just realized that light was off. I wanted to turn it on. But yeah, so to answer your question, Isaac, that's exactly that's the right method. I mean, most of your clients are going to come from Facebook ads for the most part. And unless you have a big organic following and you post about it a lot and you have good organic reach, then pretty much most of your clients are going to most of your traffic is going to come from meta ads. Eventbrite can work. I know it's decent, but it is hard to scale it. My biggest problem with it is there's like a data sync issue, and they won't send like the cell phone number to High Level. So it's hard to integrate Eventbrite into your workflows and automations, which makes it a little bit tricky. So I'm pretty much stuck with Facebook ads for the most part. Yeah. Let me see here. Your comment says, we don't currently have a niche. I think your niche is business owners that struggle with follow-up. Okay. Yeah. Follow-up guys. There you go. Also, what extremely valuable resource have you given these kinds of business owners, in your opinion? I want to give free value to establish trust, and was curious if anything you had. Yeah. So one thing to think about this, I mean, like, there's a bunch of stuff, right? I give you a couple, like Canva ad templates, meta ads training, PDF cheat sheets, appointment setting scripts. There's just like all kinds of stuff you can give them, right? But the way that I think about this is, if you promise somebody a result, like let's say that I am someone that does ads and I can help to double your business in the next 12 months, whatever. Well, they don't know anything about me. They probably just saw an ad and they're like, now I'm looking at this guy, right? So they don't know anything about me. So it's hard for them to believe that I can be someone that can double their business for them. But what we can is, which is easier to convince, is an outcome-based promise. So for example, you may not believe that I can help to double your business, but I could still offer you a guide on how to launch an ad, or a guide on how to set up your Meta Pixel, or a guide on how to implement your first AI bot, right? And so that's a thing that is disconnected to my personal accolades and achievements. So now I don't have to convince you that I can help to double your business, or I don't have to convince you that I can help you to whatever, right? Have some huge outcome. All I have to do is demonstrate my knowledge in this one particular area. Like I know how to set up a metapixel. I know how to make a hook, whatever it is, right? So uh, that's kind of the realm of how I would think about it. What is some like outcome based thing that I can provide for this person that is not that doesn't make them have to believe in what I've accomplished? Like that's a lot bigger, much bigger, harder thing. Like if I were to go to Alex Hormozy, right, and he's like he's already proved that he can do what I want multiple times, and so that trust is already there. When someone's just getting to know you, you need to now do that work to build that trust so that they're going to be able to accomplish that outcome. But if it's something that's very small, like a micro outcome, like setting up a metapixel or something like that, then you're going to have a much better chance at closing one of those deals. Okay. Let's see here. Thank you, as in sell the vacation, not the webinar. Sell the vacation in the webinar. Yeah. Also, yeah, for sure. Do you talk about the technical information like terms CRM or just so like you want to try not to think about or talk about that stuff at all, like downplay it, like make it secondary, right? Like the CRM is something you just happen to get for free, like you just need it. Just take my word for it, you just need it, and I'm going to include it for you for free. I like to say for free and then like charge for the program. Like the program is what? The program is we're going to help you get more leads. Okay, what do you got? You got an ad vault, you got training, you got this, you got that. But and then and you get the tools. I'll give you all the tools that you need for free, all the software and the tools. I'll give that to you for free. Okay. And so that's kind of like a better positioning. So I try to avoid any of the technical stuff as much as possible, as much as possible. I make it all about the fun, the vacation, like you're saying, like sell the vacation, not the flight, right? For sure. So yeah. By the way, what I want to show here, and I'm not going to spend too much time today on this live. I really just wanted to kind of pop in, try out the live functionality, and let me see. Let me just change a bit. But what I want to do is I want to show you something really cool that we just launched, and you guys are going to absolutely love it. So it's like a whole thing, and you're gonna if you guys enjoy this stuff, I'm sure you're gonna enjoy this as well. But I think Isaac, you will also get a lot out of this. Let me see here. Okay. Okay. Let me share this. Okay. Cool. So what I've got here, this is a whole new program that we're building out to help launch your webinar and get results as quickly as possible. Okay, so if you know something about me, you know that I went from 0 to 100 in 90 days, and then I did it again the following year. And basically, I wanted to make a roadmap that you could walk down to achieve the exact same thing. Okay. I wanted to make it as simple as possible so that literally anybody could do it. I'm gonna explain to you what it is now. Okay. So first of all, the most important thing is like staying focused, right? So what we do, like if you know about my story, I used to have a big thermometer on the wall, and I would fill in the thermometer every day that I got new sales. I'm like, oh, 4 new sales today, 6 new sales today, 3 new sales today, and I would always fill it up. So seeing that, having like your mind wrap around this goal is extremely beneficial. So that's what we're doing here. Every time you get a new client, you got to log them here. You get 1, 3, 5 clients, however many logs, 6 new subscribers. Okay. And then what you do is there's a build phase. It takes you through steps 1 through 5. Now, launching and running a webinar, there's 5 links in the chain. Get registrations, get them to show up, get them to stay, close the room, get them to upsell. That's it. So during the build phase, we talk about all the different pieces, and we literally walk you through everything. So there's a intake form, right? You fill out the intake form as best you can. And then you use the items from the intake form to walk you through the 5-step process. So for example, there is confirmation pages, registration pages for your landing pages. We help you to build those. Ad copy. So there's meta ads, video scripts, and emails. And we take all the information that you provided us and we create three like meta ads, video scripts, add video scripts so you can make your ads, and email drafts. All right. And then once you approve those, then you're going to have to make your ad video. And we will actually edit your ad video for you. So all you got to do is take the video scripts that you already approved and then record the video and then upload the video. And then we will actually edit your video for you and then help you to launch your ad. And then, so that's like, and then of course there's some resources and there's some concepts and learning and stuff like that to help you to actually, learn along the way. So you get registrations. Next step is get them to actually show up, right? So what you're going to do is we will actually draft using all the information that you've given us and using our template that we have that is already successful. We will create your registration sequences for you. So the registration sequence is like what happens the first 1 to 2 days after they register. Right? There's a bunch of really people don't understand how valuable that moment is, going from when they registered to when they to get them to actually show up. So registration sequence, a couple things that we do, for example, is we try to get referrals, right? We give them buddy passes. Then we also try to get them to message us on school, okay? And then we try to get them to follow us on Instagram. And then for the show up, so that's I can approve this, right? I approve the registration sequence, and then I go to the show up sequence. 1 day before, the morning of, I get them to reply, tell me they're going to actually show up 30 minutes before, live now. And then, so we have all these things that are tried and true. So we just take the templates, we take all of your information, and we make your own SMS sequences. And then there's like all kinds of different stuff. Like, for example, I show you about how you can record an invite video, how to record a voicemail drop, how to all kinds of different stuff. So get them the registrations, get them to show up, get them to stay, right? What is this? This is like the presentation. Is your presentation strong enough to get them to actually stay to see your offer? And if nobody sees your offer, then obviously they can't buy anything, right? So that's what's really important here. And so we show you about how to develop your origin story, right? Developing your origin story is a really important part. And it's not about, talking about your biography or your resume. Your origin story is about showing somebody that you have walked down the path that they want to walk down. You have found the solution and you've created the roadmap, and now you're sharing it with other people. So this is like the 7-part framework model that you can use. And then, you complete the draft of your presentation, and there's like an outline for your presentation here. And then close the room, right? Once you get a bunch of people in a room at the same time, let's close them. So there's closing training. There's how do you create your stack and close slide. And then here's the cool thing is, like, once they have bought something on the webinar, they're not done. They're going to be able to be upsold into the future. Okay. So like the next, on the onboarding call, you can talk to them about, hey, you got this low ticket thing, but there's something else that I think might be a better option for you. And at that point, you can pretty much, turn a low ticket client into a high ticket client, because some people just want more from you. Okay. So like helping you to, figure out your 5K offer, and you can confirm that there. Now, and that would be cool if that's where this program stopped, right? If this program did all of this stuff, then this would be an awesome, amazing app. However, it goes so much more than that. I'm going to show you a couple other really cool features. So something else that's really important is having insights for your webinar. And so what we do is we actually pull data from 1 second, from Zoom. So we're going to, let me show you an example here. And now look, so what we have is retention, attendee retention, okay? Attendee retention, you can see the big drops. Like, okay, there's a big drop between here and here, big drop between here and here. And so what we do is we pull the summary from your transcript. All this happens automatically. It pulls the transcript from your webinar, and then it starts to actually provide retention insights. So the retention from where, like the major drop-off points, what were you saying at that time? Okay, how many registrations, how many attendees, what's your attendance rate? Key insights about your webinar. Now, on top of that, it's important to track all of the data and KPIs for your webinar. So for example, what you can do is every time you do a webinar, you add an entry. How much did I spend in ads? What was the date? What was the how many registrations did I get? How many attendees did I get? What's my revenue? What's my upsell revenue, right? And then you can come here and you can fill out all of this stuff, and you can basically keep track of the most important KPIs and statistics. Okay, so a lot of really cool stuff. We help you to build out all the marketing materials. This is part of a 6-week program that I'm offering. Okay, I have a 6-week program. It's called the 0 to 100 Accelerator. And we basically give you everything. Like, we'll make your landing pages for you. We edit your ads for you. We launch your ads for you. I give you the slides. I give you the recordings. There's one-on-one coaching. But the cool thing is that if you get 10 clients within the 6 weeks, you will actually get $1,000. Okay, you actually win $1,000 back if you get your get your first 10 clients. Okay, and do that. For example, I have another client who just ran his 3rd webinar and got 12. He's on his 12th client after 3 webinars. So very, very possible. But I'm doing this because I want to build up more testimonials, because this is a brand new program. And so if you would be interested in having helping us out with the testimonials, working really hard and making sure you actually show up and take action so you can get this result, if that's something that you would be interested in, then I think you would be a great fit for this. So for example, if there's anyone that's interested, what I can do is we can set up a time, or I can just send you the link where you can sign up, and I can kind of walk you through more about it. So I'm going to go back to questions right now, and I'm going to see if there are any more questions. Yeah, any questions about any of this stuff so far? Let's see here. Isaac, did you have any questions? Was my screen being shared? Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys not see my screen? Let me see. Oh man, you guys couldn't see my screen at all, huh? Oh, you did see the screen. Okay, cool. Let me see here, Isaac. Thank you so much for being willing to answer my questions. Of course. This is super nice, especially because I didn't see any landing pages or templates in Go High Level for webinars. So that's a pain point that I have. Yeah, so so for that, oh, I see what I was doing. I was sharing it in school, but I wasn't sharing it in Level in the other thing. That's okay, no big deal. Let me see here. So let me just share something real quick. What were you saying? Oh yeah, so you were asking me about landing pages. Okay, so here's an example of a landing page that we would make for you as part of the program. So it's very simple, okay, very short and simple. And then we have this here, pop up, and then we have the confirmation page. The confirmation page is actually really important, because the confirmation page is where you can get them to take the next actions. Right, so the reason why the confirmation page is so important is like, you can't just like send them to a brick wall. You have to send them to a door and allow them to take the next steps. Okay, so that's where so we set up we pretty much do all this stuff for you. All right. So, yeah. All right. I'm gonna end it for today. Um, Isaac, would love to have you, man. Are you interested in learning more about this 6-week accelerator program? Something you want to learn more about? Let's see here. Cool. Awesome, Isaac. Yeah, let's chat. We'll talk a little more about it. But I think you'd be a great fit. And to anyone else, if you would like to have more information about the program, and I wish I was sharing my screen for the Facebook, but I was only sharing it for school community. If you'd like to learn more about it, just feel free to message me. Um, we have 2 spots left, all right, because I don't want to overcrowd this. I wanted this to be something that is really where I can kind of dive into and really help each person individually. And so for this first cohort, I'm taking a very small group of people. Okay. And so the fit has to be there, but also, you have to be actually like, I don't want someone to just buy this and not actually run through it. Like, yes, there's an investment involved, and yes, I'm gonna make you actually do the work and actually get the results. That's the whole point. Okay, so 10 clients in 6 weeks, you get $1,000 back, and the whole goal is for you to have the system built, and then you can continue to run it. It may take you 90 days to get 100 clients. It may take you, you know, twice that to get 100 clients. It depends on how much time you put in, how much effort you put in. So, but I want you to have the system built, and then to where you can actually just kind of run it moving forward. Okay. That's it, guys. I want to just check in with you guys, do a quick little live. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. It's nice talking to you, Isaac, and then everyone else in the Facebook that joined me today. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Have a wonderful day.